tip-off here in Jersey. Who will find that first league win? Going to be some smiles here on Sunday, but we'll find out in the next 40 minutes who will have them. Now Rutgers wins that opening tip-off. Laisha Petrie there for Rutgers, and now Sayani Lassiter. Now Rutgers a team with good size across the roster, and see how they use that against this Wisconsin team. Now late in the shot clock, here is Dixon up top, using a Taya Singleton screen, and all right on cue, Shook Dixon finds Rutgers' first 2 points.
Made it look really easy, a terrific read, her coming off the screen. And I talked to Coach even before the game, and I told him, I said, when Shook Dixon gets to that free throw line, she is dangerous, whether that's facilitating or scoring. So a great job from her there.
Up for Brooke Schrammick, the sophomore guard gets holed up, and here is Posh Pishalova. Driving the lane, Schrammick blocked away. Dixon came up for the stuff, but it finds Katie Nelson, the southpaw, off the mark on a triple. Rutgers, a team that is known for its defense once again this year, among the Big Ten leaders in opponents' points per game, steals, and blocks. And they get a big block on that opening defensive possession. Dixon back to work. Skip it for Brown, trying to gain the baseline, and she throws it away. Here's Nelson, the grad transfer from Boston University. Look out for her, one of the leaders of this team, the point guard. Driving the lane, Hilliard misses the finger roll. And then Hallie Douglas climbed over the back of Lassiter. This looks like it's going to be a Rutgers foul. I get this on Petrie. We'll take a look at the replay. We'll hold off on the replay. That is a foul on Petrie. And Wisconsin retains the possession. Into the post. Schrammick trying to use the left hand, and it does not work. Now a cold start from the floor for Wisconsin. Team coming off a loss against Minnesota back on Wednesday. Petrie straight on, knocks down the triple. Nice start for Rutgers.
And I love that Petrie is always looking for her three-point shot. I mean, she knocked a couple down last game. I mean, coming off the screen, realizing that the play is set up and designed for her, and she's been looking just a lot more confident as the season goes on.
Petrie up to 7 points a game on average. Down low, Schrammick gets holed up, and we've got a tie-up. And it stays with Wisconsin.
Great defense. You see the double team over there. Taya Singleton doing a great job of working the block down there on defense, but then Lassiter sneaking in, being able to come away with the steal and jump ball there.
Now Lassiter has been a key cog in that steal engine for Rutgers, and now we've got an over and back as Wisconsin chucks it away. Now here's another look at the Petrie three.
You saw the screens, double screen coming down, just really filling it out, filling out her defender. Wisconsin hasn't been great at their defense, stopping opponents, and Petrie just seeing that she had the clear height advantage and just a wide open shot and just a terrific read for her to knock it down.
Dixon, transfer from Mizzou. That's a contested jumper she can't hit, but Singleton bullies her way in for the offensive rebound.
And we knew that was going to be the story today, right? Rebounding on both sides. Wisconsin, a team that's trying to rebound better as the season goes on to get that first conference win. But we said it, Osh Brown, Ty Singleton down there, just beasts on the boards, and you just got to do a better job of blocking out.
Good cut inside for Posh Pishalova, and she'll shoot a couple of free throws.
You see here, Ty Singleton, nobody on her. I mean, that's just too easy. She's going to clean up around the rim, and Rutgers is just one of the best at doing it. Just a great rebounding team. We said it in the open. They're third in the conference in rebounding. You just have to put a body on those bigs.
And there is the first point for Wisconsin, coming from the junior from the capital of the Czech Republic, Posh Pishalova. Mentioned her as one of the Big Ten's emergent scorers. She's added nearly 6 points a game to her scoring average this year, averaging almost 15 points a game, double figures every night out, and she has been that piece of consistency Wisconsin needs.
Yeah, like you mentioned, just being able to put up double digits in every game is an incredible feat, but they really lean on her consistency, and she's definitely been a key to their offense thus far.
Dixon trying to fit it in a really tight passing window there and gives it up. Skip it for Katie Nelson. Wisconsin trying to answer that 7-0 Rutgers rally to start the game. As Singleton is able to grab the board, Tara Stoffaker, junior forward, in there, missing the shot. And we've got a kick ball.
Well, you see Wisconsin, they keep trying to go down inside, but you see the bigs are doing a really great job of moving their feet. See, Ty Singleton almost came away with the pass, but then recovered, been able to slide over and keep her hands, both hands up, not foul. Been doing a good job with the footwork down there.
Try to get it in. Dixon chucks it away, and Rutgers has a couple of turnovers here early. But Wisconsin still searching for its first made basket of the day as Nelson kicks it out. Good look for Stoffaker, who knocks down the triple, and there it is.
And you saw Stoffaker fired up there. That started with Nelson being able to attack the rim and just kick it out. A little miscommunication, leaving her wide open, but that's what Wisconsin's going to have to do. They're going to have to work the outside in to be able to get some shots against this stifling defense in the Scarlet Knights.
So the first 7 points go to Rutgers. The next 5 come from Wisconsin. Just because there are zeros in the win column right now does not mean these two teams aren't really hungry for a win. As Brown tries the fadeaway and can't connect. Now these two teams see this game as the chance to change their season. And they're playing like it so far. Here's Sydney Hilliard. Schrammick off the pump fake. And we've got a contact and an offensive foul.
She did not slow down, so Lassiter taking it to the chest and taking that foul.
Yeah, we know her for the steals, the assists, and the defense. And again, in a Rutgers defense first unit, that's a big asset. Brown, talk about her double-doubles, and she collects her first 2 points, digging into that bag of tricks in the post.
So poised down low, the patience that she's been able to operate. You can definitely tell she's a veteran player because into the scenario, and I know that he's happy he's able to get 2 practices before coming out because he feels like they can fine-tune some things and finally get their legs under them and finally get into a rhythm and be able to play today.
A nearly 2-week COVID pause around the holidays. Rutgers came back on January 2nd with that game at Purdue. Another near comeback. Rutgers down by 21 points, erase the second half deficit and lose on a buzzer beater. But they went into that with most of the team not having practiced before that game. And so now a couple of practices before today, a couple of practices before the last game against Northwestern, and hoping that all of the training time pays off on the court now.
Absolutely, and you know what makes a great team is when you go through that adversity. A lot of times you wish you didn't really have the adversity, but the fact that they've still been fighting back in these games and being able to take all of these mental hits between COVID and different factors throughout the season, it just says a lot about the team that they're just still fighting to find themselves, and they're fighting to finally get a rhythm and get going this season.
A couple of new Scarlet Knights on the floor. Joya Maddox and Awa Sidibe are in for the first time. And here is Dixon up top. 7 to shoot. And they feed it inside for Brown. Back at it, getting to the middle of the paint, and that seems to be the sweet spot so far for Ash Brown.
And that's her move. She likes to take that one dribble, turn and face, and be able to fade a little bit. And she has such a nice shot, and then she really gets comfortable down there when they give her space and room to operate on offense.
On the backdoor cut, Hilliard creates contact and gets the roll.
And a nice pass there from Hilliard and kind of hang it in the air. A great read from her to do that backdoor cut. And Rutgers going to have to talk that out. This is a team that likes to move. If you get caught sleeping on defense, they're going to make you pay.
Now back to a 4-point difference. Wisconsin missed its first couple of shots, but starting to settle in here on the road. Now Brown out of the paint, cut it inside for Sidibe. And she gets hit. No, a travel before the hit. And to wipe all that out, Wisconsin has Sarah Stapleton in here. You see her set the screen right there, number 41. See what impact the junior can make. But now the Badgers turn it over and step out of bounds. That was Douglas.
Well, yeah, turnovers was definitely something that was plaguing the Badgers early on in the year. They've cleaned it up a little bit, even though they've, been on a bit of a losing streak. They haven't had many turnovers. I mean, they only had 12 last. They're only averaging 12 now on the season. So, just moving a little bit too fast right there. But, on the other hand, there's one thing we talk about Rutgers. I mean, they've been having a lot of turnovers, 20 last game. So, I mean, they're definitely going to have to clean it up in order to get their offense in a rhythm.
And a couple of turnovers that squashed the end of that rally at Northwestern. Here's Sidibe on the low block. Almost had it taken away. Try to get it to the open player. That's Dixon, who gets herself open, and that is silky.
Yeah, nice shot. I mean, she thought about the three-pointer, but a nice head fake there. But like I mentioned, every time she gets to the free throw line, I mean, good things just happen for the Scarlet Knights.
Douglas creating now, but left the runner short. Wisconsin's created some good shots here, but not getting some of the closer looks to go. And up top for Maddox, who was a big part of that rally back on Thursday. Season high, 12 points for her. Relaxed Rutgers set here against the zone, and now a turnover. Hilliard read that the whole way. Hilliard coming down a hill, but Dixon strips it. And Maddox ahead of everybody else for the easy lay-in. Let's see how this timeout sparks Wisconsin. On the road here, Wisconsin still looking for its first road win of the season. All three of their victories have come back at the Kohl Center. Hilliard out of the timeout. Now good ball movement to get the open look, but it's off the front of the rim for Schrammick. Victoria Morris in for Rutgers for the first time. Inside for Singleton, trying to create some space, and she does. Between her, the defender, and the baseline. Nice job.
Yeah, and a nice lead pass, too, to kind of lead her towards the basket because she was a little bit underneath but gathered herself and was able to finish under the rim.
Now Rutgers on a 6-0 run. It's a 10-point advantage for the Scarlet Knights here, as Hilliard has the nice crossover, but a bit out of control on the finish.
Like you said, a nice crossover there, but just on a double team, she's got to look for more options.
Oh, Sidibe wide open, and Dixon finds her. Rutgers on a roll in this opening quarter.
A great pass from Dixon. I mean, her court vision is just impeccable. I mean, be able to find Sidibe with the no look. We've seen that time and time again. Once again, getting her feet in the paint, making things happen.
Look down low. Sidibe takes it away. Everything going right for Rutgers right now. And Morris smartly will pull it out. About a 4-second difference between the shot and game clock, and Dixon identifies that. Morris wide open. Missed the three. Singleton looking for the putback. No. That's still in. And 6 seconds here for Wisconsin. Pospisilova. 2 seconds. Find it for Hilliard at the horn. And that'll end the opening quarter. I had them there spring 2020 in the Patriot League championship game, and like a lot of things, did not get to play that championship game. But now in the Big Ten and leading a Badger program that's looking for success. But it's Rutgers who has had most of that so far today. Inside for Tyus Singleton, who's done well so far in the posts. Victoria Morris comes flying in for the offensive rebound. How about Jalen Mason just down to the floor, but short arm the three. Now Wisconsin in the first quarter shot 2 of 11, and that's where it's got to start, right? Put some shots in the bucket.
Absolutely. I mean, you saw Ty Singleton make a good move. That's a nice basket right there from Julie P. being able to put them all off the glass there. I mean, a terrific read from her. They got to get her going a little bit more on offense. But for the Scarlet Knights, you see them trying to go inside, look for Singleton. I thought she had a good move, but just left it a little short. And, when they kick it back out, they kind of rush the offense. They can be patient here and just get exactly what they want.
Morris fading away from the contact. How about that feed from Brown to find Singleton, but she stepped into that, and it's turnover against Singleton.
Yeah, it's always so frustrating with the Scarlet Knights. They have some great looks, but just can't finish there. Singleton moving before she really caught the ball. And just moving a little bit too fast there, but we've seen it all season long. The bigs just really have chemistry down there. They know how to find each other. They can find open opportunities, but they're just going to have to convert.
Alicia Petrie back in for Rutgers. And we get to see their first look at Christina Lu, freshman for Wisconsin, who's been really good this year. And that one's turned over by Wisconsin. Now, Rutgers has 6 giveaways, and that's the 6th one now for Wisconsin as well. Morris off the Singleton screen gets to the free throw line, and that's a tough jumper. First couple of points for Victoria Morris today.
Yeah, you saw the contest coming over, but we've seen the Scarlet Knights be able to get that shot a little bit, set up a screen and be able to get to the free throw line. And I've been talking about how Shook Dixon has been getting there, but Victoria Morris, a great read from her, being able to put the ball, couple of dribbles, get to her spot and knock it down.
Here's Nelson way up top, late on the timer. With a mismatch here against Brown, but can't get around the forward. Now Shremick. Nelson before the horn, and can't hit that. Scrap for the rebound, and Wisconsin emerges with it. Great work by Lu.
Tough break, but a great job from the freshman to be able to sneak her hand in there and not giving up on the rebound. We talked to Coach Eman a little bit about rebounding, and he said that this team crashes hard. The numbers aren't exactly where they would like it to be, especially against opponents. But, I mean, they're a team that's continued to play hard even though they're down 10.
Now, Wisconsin, a team that has some great perimeter rebounders, too. Now, Rutgers giving Wisconsin chances to get back in this with some turnovers here. Lu gets to the baseline. She's a pure scorer, and I think that jumper encapsulates all of it.
I mean, you're talking about a player who came out in her debut scoring 29 points as a freshman. I mean, top-tier performance. I mean, she knows how to put the ball into the basket if she can't do nothing else. So, I mean, that was a great shot from her, great read, and she's starting to get going here for the Badgers.
Alicia Petrie off the head fake, and the and one. Now, Rutgers has had every answer so far in the first half.
Yeah, they've been attacking. They've been sharing the basketball, knocking down some open shots. We saw Petrie hit a 3 earlier, but then right there, just the defender just kind of losing her a little bit, and you see them kind of talking it out down there, but a little hesitation, and Petrie loses all 3 of them, able to get to the free throw line with the and one.
I mentioned earlier how Rutgers has good team size. Petrie playing that sort of 2 or 3 position at 6 foot tall. Tough to beat when she gets by her defender and is able to get to the basket like that, but can't hit that free throw there.
Absolutely. I mean, even when she catches the ball on the three-point line, I mean, it's a matchup issue because she can shoot right over you, and she has a high arcing shot as well. She likes to shoot at the top of her follow-through.
Now Morris trying to emerge off the missed basket. Now Dixon cruising to the lane. Lost the handle. And a 3-second call against Singleton, I believe, downstairs.
Yeah, Singleton kind of trying to watch Shook Dixon a little bit with the handles and just kind of got caught watching down there in the 3-second violation. And she's just got to get out the way, get out of that lane there. I think she was kind of trying to read what her teammate was doing. And, it happens, but another turnover for the Scarlet Knights.
That foul will go against Petrie. And it'll be her first. Only foul trouble so far for either team. Sayoni Lassiter picked up 2 fouls early. And so she's been on the Rutgers bench for a while. Wisconsin a chance here to get this back to single digits. Rutgers with the hot shooting start in the first quarter, and to this point, not looking back. Hilliard turns the corner. Oh, that's a nice move by the junior. They want to get her going.
Yeah, and you see her fired up. I mean, she had a quiet last game. I mean, she's been dealing with an injury as well and just kind of been up and down play throughout the season, but she is a scorer right there. You see her taking the first bump, going around the defender, Petrie late, rotating over. I mean, now she's fired up because she's feeling like this game is far from over. You can chip away here.
You see LU going to the bench. For a Wisconsin team that has only one senior, Katie Nelson, the grad transfer, Hilliard as a 3-year starter as a junior now is as much a veteran as they have. And you sort of see it in the drive like that, battling through contact, leads them in rebounding and steals and field goal percentage, does a lot of everything.
Yeah, you need players like that as well. We talk a lot about Chuli P and, like, you know, what she can bring to the team, but Hilliard is another high motor player. I mean, she's just looking to operate and moves a lot without the basketball, and she's really quick when she has the basketball. So you see a block there from Shremick. Rutgers not really knowing what to do there, but they come away with it.
Nelson could not hit in transition. Wisconsin could have used that on the open look from a really good three-point shooter. Their best, in fact, in Nelson at 37%. Now keeps it at a 7-point difference here, midway point of the second quarter. Now Rutgers getting contributions from 7 Scarlet Knights already and a balanced offense, but Shug Dixon has been the leader of them all. She's got a team-high 6 points.
Really looking in rhythm here. We talked a little bit about it. Had a frustrating game last game. Was, you know, worrying about the foul calls, and she was kind of out of the mix. Took herself out of the game in the first half with 2 fouls, but just doing a much better job, looking comfortable out there, knowing that she needs to be on the floor, and just been knocking down some quick mid-range buckets.
Petrie gets fouled, looking for the rebound. Wisconsin is probably saying, when will some of these open three-pointers go?
Yeah,
look there for Douglas.
Yeah, absolutely. Foul trouble, and he told her that the frustration can't take her out of the bigger purpose of her being on the floor for her team. And, you know, I'm sure that she was very disappointed in the outcome of the last game, so she knows that she has to have a better showing out here today, and so far just starting off really strong.
She has had a better showing, and Rutgers has had a better showing. In front by 9 right now after what I'm going to call their best first quarter of the season, especially against Big Ten opponents. And there is Dixon getting inside the lane, and on a move like that, you don't see her as a 5'10 guard. You see her as a sort of a wily wing player getting in.
Absolutely. I mean, a couple of crossovers there. I mean, just looking really smooth on the stop and pop. Eyes up the whole time, just seeing exactly what the defense is giving her, and she just looks really confident and comfortable out there, being able to not force anything, just really fill out her game and stepping up.
And that foul will be on Dixon at the perimeter defense against Katie Nelson. That's the first against the 6th-year senior, and now 3 against Rutgers.
You see here kind of reaching in, and, you know, she kind of got in foul trouble last game, kind of reaching in, trying to be slick and get some steals, but she's got to move her feet there, and you don't want to foul that far away from the basket.
7 to shoot. Hilliard goes behind the back. Oh, the do-si-do, the up and under. 2 more points for Sydney Hilliard.
You talk about her leadership as a veteran. I mean, just being poised down there, just waiting for the opportunity. But both players jumped up, and she was able to convert.
7 points now for Hilliard, pacing the Badgers. And Hilliard has 8, and the rest of the team has 9. Shows you the importance of the junior. Brown tried to kick it out. And Brown was out of play when she threw that in. Stepped on the baseline.
Right idea there, but nowhere to go. She catches, turns faces, and thinks she can get Sidibe diving to the basket, but just getting a little out of it. Didn't look like she was out to me, but, hey, the referee must have saw her toe on the line, and, you know, right idea, and she's just going to have to sit down and make a better pass to the diving Sidibe.
Pospisilova downstairs. Nice move, but no finish from Shremick. Wisconsin again getting a look in the paint. Meanwhile, Dixon, it was blocked away and it swirls out. That would have been a highlight reel sort of shot for Dixon if that went.
Yeah, you saw the crowd collectively say, oh man, that was going to be a pretty shot if that one went in.
A quick trigger from Christina Lu, the freshman. Dixon, no look, Brown couldn't squeeze it in. And the Badgers have the rebound as the pace all of a sudden picks up. And now probably intelligently, Katie Nelson, the grad transfer, will slow it down. Somebody who's been a point guard since day one at Boston University. Now in her 5th season. But a throwaway by Hilliard. And again, some of the turnovers plague both teams here in the first half. Rutgers with 9, Wisconsin now with 7. Here's Mason, and that's taken away. LU runs the break. 3-on-3 here. A little bit off balance there and could not hit it.
Yeah, Coach Mosley looking a little frustrated, looking to make some subs because right now, offensively, they're just not executing. They're not really making good passes, kind of forcing things into rotation. Every time that they've scored, they've been patient, been able to get the ball down low and work their moves. But right now, just really rushing and not being able to get anything going but a turnover.
Brown trying to find the mid-range game in that instance, but can't. And now Nelson will slow it down here. Under a minute to go in the opening half. Rutgers is led by as many as 12. Right now a 9-point cushion. And Wisconsin trying to whittle that away a little bit more. Pospisilova, 8 to shoot. Hilliard rolling all the way around the screens and does not get the bounce. Now both teams in a scoring drought now of more than 2.5 minutes. Two-second difference shot in game clock, and Dixon will hold for what could be the final shot. Ten seconds. And 7 to shoot. Here's Maddox. Now Mason, 2 to shoot, has to hoist. It was partially rejected, and Wisconsin forces a shot clock violation.
And a little miscommunication. Not really a play they ran there. I thought Maddox was going to look for the 3, but I mean, Mason just couldn't do much else but hoist it up. The shot clock was winding down, but no execution there from the Scarlet Knights. They got to get a better play, going into the half.
2 seconds. Hilliard off in time and off the mark. The way she performed and the way Rutgers performed in that near comeback win at Northwestern on Thursday. But so far today, mentioned the game high 8 points, and she has shot very well. But this is just the start of the second half, and Wisconsin comes out with a good look for its top scorer, Julie Pospisilova. They want to get her going. She had just 4 points in the first half.
Pospisilova, I mean, a nice shot there, and they're really looking for her to, like you mentioned, get going because she didn't have many opportunities. Credit this Scarlet Knight defense, but right there, just a terrific read and a stop and pop. The mid-range shot has really been working for both teams today.
And the pass from Laisha Petrie is poked away by Sydney Hilliard. Hilliard straight to the cup, layup good, and in the blink of an eye, 4 second-half points for the Badgers.
Yeah, we just said it. I mean, they started to get going. They looked a little bit better in the second quarter, and you see some turnovers here. Just Scarlet Knights just doing a little bit too much, and Wisconsin with the opportunity again to chip away.
Now, all of a sudden, Wisconsin could make this a one-possession game. Behind the screen, Pospisilova, no. And the three-point woes continue. Who's this off of? Wisconsin. That was a close battle. You can see Hilliard go down to the deck. And that's the call. Marissa Mosley and the Wisconsin bench can't believe it. We get the benefit of replay. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That was most certainly off of Shug Dixon.
Looks like she might have got away with one there.
No benefit of a challenge flag here on this Sunday afternoon. To Rutgers ball. Now, how does that change things here? 5 to shoot. Lassiter look inside, and last touch by Schrammick on the hot shot. So 2 seconds to shoot, and the Scarlet Knights will look for something quick. And Dixon, their leading assister, will trigger it in. Looking for Singleton and thrown away. Now Rutgers' first 3 offensive possessions in the second half have all ended in turnovers.
And a couple turnovers from their ball handler to the point guard. That can't happen. She's got to make better passes right now. Just get back to the game that was working. But Ceramic with a nice turnaround there. And you see Wisconsin cutting this lead down to 3. We got a game here.
Yeah,
that was missing in the first half. They were just so desperate to kind of get a bucket that they were going away from, you know, all the things that they've been practicing. And so they're just looking a lot more poised, patient, just taking exactly what the defense is giving them. And Rutgers with the 2 turnovers has just been costly there for them to chip away at this lead.
Another late shot clock for Rutgers. Dixon feeds it inside for Brown, and boy, was that needed. Osh Brown back to work.
I mean, that is her shot right there. The turnaround, fading away a little bit, just off the glass, and the N1. Just Osh Brown is such a veteran player, and she's just really getting into her comfort zone, being able to turn around, and you just see the confidence. Just her, a great pass here from Shook Dixon. They got to get back to that. Her getting to the free throw line and finding her bigs, and Osh Brown just converting.
The active Division I leader in double-doubles right there in Brown. She converts the 3-point play, and for the first time today, Rutgers shows the 55. Try to answer some of that Wisconsin pressure we just saw with some of its own. And the Badgers break it. Hilliard slicing through. How about a kick out? But the threes still won't go. And Hilliard had that potential rebound knocked away. Right now, Wisconsin's 1 of 10 from deep. And they're just about middle of the pack in the conference in triples, 31%. Important for Rutgers there, that Brown shot was the first shot Rutgers took in this third quarter. Lassiter with 5 to shoot. Double teamed, and Rutgers just committed its 4th turnover already in the quarter. And that's been the most costly part of this slow third quarter start for Rutgers. Skip it. Open look, Pospisilova. Wisconsin's getting the looks. You want her to take that shot in that situation anytime.
Yeah, I mean, she was wide open, and it's just, they just can't knock down a 3-pointer right now.
How about Hilliard? Just going to try to get to the rim. No, it's poked away. Petrie on the exit pass. 2-on-2 and fed it too far for Dixon.
Just playing a little too fast there. Just got to calm down, be able to keep her dribble there. I think she saw her teammate, but a little bit too late and just was late on the pass. So Rutgers going to try here to get it back out of the 55.
Yeah, try to muddy the game up a little bit. Rutgers is so good at that for decades. Now Wisconsin breaks it. Good poise, too, from, again, a team with only 1 senior on it. They're not the most veteran group. And there is the senior Nelson. Hilliard looks inside. Schrammick blocked away from behind. One of the Big Ten blocks leaders right there in Singleton.
Nice defense, kept her hands up, didn't go for the jump. And, you know, you're going to have to do a little bit better than that against Taya Singleton. She has a great read to see where that ball is coming from to get the block.
Now can Rutgers convert that into scoring? In for Brown. Dump for Singleton, but good read by Hallie Douglas. And then Lassiter on the other end. Boy, turnovers galore for both teams here so far. Dixon lost it. Scrap for the loose ball. And a tie-up. It'll stay on this end.
About, you know, dealing with the zone when playing against other teams, and, you know, it's about having to be able to adjust. You see Osh Brown there with her textbook shot, but Singleton cleans it up around the rim. One thing the bigs are so good at is winning the rebounding battle.
Now Rutgers is +8 on the glass, and Singleton cleaning things up on that possession. Now Rutgers gets it back to an 8-point difference. Nelson, double teamed. And he gets it back. 5 to shoot, and there is number 5. Off the mark, an air ball. And Pospisilova not in one of those patented shooting grooves, but Dixon has a couple of turnovers in the quarter. Nelson, feed it downstairs. No on the Wisconsin layup. That was Douglas. That'll be out of bounds, but Rutgers tipped it out. Rutgers, where the Scarlet Knights have an 8-point advantage, and Wisconsin has the basketball only for a moment. We talked about how sloppy this third quarter has been. Teams not hitting shots that they should. An instance right there for the Scarlet Knights. Some turnovers, and we'll see if the huddle there in the middle of the period can sort of shake up the bad mojo these teams have going on right now. And Rutgers gets it in for Osh Brown, and Matthias Singleton can't handle the pass. And I think we're going to see a couple of substitutions here as Tim Meatman tries to change things up now. Rutgers has 8 turnovers in the quarter. Now leaving the door open for Wisconsin, who made it a one-possession game there just at the start of this second half, but Rutgers answered with a couple of baskets. Wisconsin and Rutgers both looking for their first Big Ten win of the season. Wisconsin looking for its first road win of the season as Pospisilova sees the C's part.
Right, and you saw Pospisilova take one step back.
W scored in double figures every single time out this season. Now Joya Maddox enters for Rutgers. Awa Sidibe in here too. Brown and Lassiter go to the bench. Petrie, open look, book it. It's a 3.
They haven't really taken a lot of attempts since that first Petrie bucket. I mean, we know Rutgers is not a high percentage three-point shooting team, but I feel like they play better when they knock a couple threes down in the game. I mean, they can just really get the rhythm going, and Petrie has just been really confident behind the line.
Now it's Rutgers with the active hands. Hilliard lost the handle. Dixon. Now we get a foul off the ball. And this is going back to Wisconsin.
A little bit.
Right there on the Singleton screen. Oh, this is the play before. Pardon me. It's Petrie's 3.
Right, a nice kick there. Shug attacking the lane again. Nice screen from Singleton to set that up, and Petrie just knocking it down.
Laisha Petrie has both of Rutgers made 3s so far today, up to 8 points. That foul on the other end against Singleton, her second. And just one against Rutgers. Hilliard to the ISO game. Looking for the angle. I couldn't find it. After all of the struggle here in the quarter, Rutgers can make this a double-digit game once again. Petrie from way downtown and left it short. That's a good kick out and a wide open look. Wisconsin is 1 of 13 from deep, and I would guess at least half of those misses have been open looks.
I mean, the lid is on the basket from the three-point line. I mean, they've been trying to get a three-pointer going this entire game, and like you mentioned, they've been wide open. They just haven't been able to knock them down. Just a really, really cold shooting night from beyond the arc.
Look inside for Sidibe now. Gathering, laying, and it bounces out. The Rutgers bench was ready to erupt, but Awa Sidibe continues to create things for this team in her time off the bench.
Right, she's so swift when she catches down there, be able to get the step down low and be able to go to the other side and try to finish, and that ball just rolled out for the end one. She was kind of laughing at it with her teammates. Like you said, they were ready to yell and get hype after that move, but Sidibe just gets to the free throw line.
A foul is on Brooke Schramick, too, so she has to go to the bench. Sophomore guard's got 4 fouls. And one more here for Sidibe, the junior from the African country of Mali, coming by way of Salt Lake Community College, where she was one of junior college's best scorers. And some of that is transferred over here to Rutgers. A 10-point game now after she splits the pair. And Peacher goes to the bench. You see Victoria Morris in here. Now Rutgers goes to a 4-guard lineup. Wisconsin has not had much issue breaking the press, and there you go for the Badgers. They're hoping that Katie Nelson 3 is a sign of good things to come.
And I know everyone watching, Wisconsin fans, everyone on the bench, the coach, everyone just said, finally, they could get a 3-point shot to hit. I mean, that was a nice shot there with Nelson, just recognizing you got to keep shooting. Shooters keep shooting, and that's what they did there. I mean, they have not gone away in this game.
Under a minute to go here in the third. 4 to shoot. Dixon has to step into it. Fight for the rebound. And a foul. Brown and Nelson got tangled up. See her getting an explanation, Brown, from Jeff Cross there. So Rutgers will send Brown to the free throw line because they're in the bonus. Rutgers is. That was the 15th foul against Wisconsin. Then Nelson will shoot, or whoever Wisconsin wants, and then Wisconsin will get the ball because of, I guess this is technically a technical against Brown, the intentional. So one more free throw here. She missed them both. And we'll have free throws for Wisconsin, and then the Badgers will get the ball because of the intentional foul from Rutgers. Now Nelson 6 of 10 at the stripe. Now Brown at 63% and just missed them both. So 4 chances, 1 point. And Wisconsin ball. You can see Marissa Mosley point immediately at Nelson and say, go shoot those free throws. Nelson played for Mosley in her last 3 years of her 4 total at Boston University. Now Mosley came over to BU, and the point guard came right with her to Wisconsin. So back to action. It's a 2-possession game here after all of that. And about a 5 or 10 minute break for these two teams. And after Wisconsin lost it, the foul, and Rutgers goes back to the line.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see the swing here. You got the technical foul, just a lot of standing around, waiting for the call, waiting for the referees to, tell them what's going on here. So sometimes it slows down. It could swing in favor of Wisconsin. We saw a turnover there and a foul, but it's going to be interesting to see. We talk about Scarlet Knights last game. They had Shug Dixon had a technical, and, they were down, and that made the difference in the game. So you just never know. I mean, it's still early here, a lot of basketball left to play, but it should be interesting to see which way this will swing.
Dixon, 12 of 13 from the line at the season. She splits the pair there. Back to a 7-point game. And now a 4-second difference between shot and game clock. Pospisilova has the pass poked away. Say that 5 times fast. Sidibe was the one to tap it away. It's going to stay with the Badgers. Pospisilova pokes the pass away. Now she tries the shot and missed it. And pinball's out for Douglas. So now the Badgers can hold for the final shot of the quarter. Six seconds. Look inside, and a foul. Maddox ended up in a mismatch with the 6'3" center, Sarah Stapleton, in front of her.
Yeah, Maddox was kind of looking around like, what else am I supposed to do there? Trying to hold her ground, but caught her with the body.
Not a bad foul, just Rutgers' third of the quarter. Now 2 seconds, a force up. Nothing going there for the Badgers. Rutgers able to defend it well, and they get out of a wacky end of the third quarter with the advantage still.
Yeah,
turnovers there in the third quarter. Rutgers still has a 7-point advantage.
Yeah, and I know they're happy about that. I mean, Wisconsin just not be able to really capitalize. We saw that swing in the third quarter where they got those 2 turnovers and they just capitalized off of it, but so far just been really stagnant on offense.
Nice extra step there for Katie Nelson. Wise move to get open for the mid-range 2.
Yeah, nice pump fake there, and nobody was in front of her once the defender started running past her. So, I mean, a great read from her, and that's what Wisconsin has got to do. They haven't hit a lot of threes this game. They got to continue to get the mid-range and attack the glass.
And Nelson now up to 6 points with that jumper. There's Maddox, and now Dixon, 5 to shoot. Dixon will try to create something. Inside, Brown fading away. That's a tough jumper for Osh Brown.
A nice shot there, and even when she got the pass, a little bit of a bump there down low, but she's just so calm and poised. Like I mentioned, that's her move right there, the turnaround jumper. It hasn't been stopped yet.
A timeout with Posh-Pishalova down on the court.
You got some offense that is being able to operate to free up the bigs, to be able to clog up that lane and be able to operate.
Tim Eatman compared Shug Dixon's role in Rutgers' zone offense to that of Takia Mack, who Rutgers fans will certainly know. And even though Wisconsin has tried to stymie that, Rutgers has been able to find some post scoring, and they're relying on the defense too today. You know, we talk so much about the defense when you get to this program, and they force another turnover right there. Now Rutgers has come up with 10 steals, 3 blocks, and holding Wisconsin to 33% shooting. And we've really hammered the idea of the Badgers struggling from deep as well. You add all of that together, and does it sum up a Rutgers win? Who knows? We'll find out. Still got 8.5 minutes to go. Now here's Dixon. Look inside for Brown, deeper in the paint, but had it poked away. Hilliard coming downhill, lowering the shoulder and creating some contact. Sydney Hilliard trying to spark her Badgers.
That was an aggressive drive from her, just head up reading. Seeing that she had Shug Dixon kind of backpedaling a little bit, like you said, lowered the shoulder, and a tough drive there with the finish. Wisconsin really needed that.
Now the junior Hilliard is now the first player into double figures with 11 points. An all Big Ten honorable mention honoree last year. I missed the free throw. Wisconsin right now looking for every point. You can see how low scoring a game this has become. It is back to a 2-possession difference. And you can see what Dom is talking about. Watch the free throw line. Hilliard right there trying to keep a guard away, but Brown even still is able to get open.
Absolutely, and that's a nice shot there. And you saw that initial play started out with Dixon once again being at the free throw line. Coach Eatman talked about the adjustment of having Shug Dixon play the 4 position almost, and you saw her pop out to the wing, and then Osh Brown was open.
Oh, Katie Nelson, big 3, book it from the corner.
Yeah,
2-point game.
Yeah, I mean, you talk about the shooting woes they had in the first half. It doesn't matter now. You're knocking them down when it matters down the stretch. It's all about how you finish, and a big bucket there. Yeah,
Wisconsin's 1 for 1 on threes in the fourth quarter now. Can Rutgers answer? They go to Brown once again. Dixon tried the no-look and maybe a bit too fancy. Up for Hilliard. Almost lost it. And Rutgers recovers defensively. Now Badgers are going to run this through Hilliard. Off the screen. Now forced to give it up. 8 to shoot. Here's Nelson. Does she have the hot hands? Getting towards the basket, missed the layup. And an important rebound there for Dixon, who had it knocked away. This is going to stay with Rutgers.
And I love the aggressiveness of the Badgers. I mean, they hit a 3 last time, but you saw there Nelson just continued to attack the lane. And she kind of didn't have numbers there, but just trying to get something going because their outside shooting hasn't been great, but they're only down 2 here. And they're down 2 from being aggressive, getting to the free throw line, the and-ones, and taking off in transition. So I really like the aggressiveness.
Sidibe powers her way along the baseline. Now Maddox tried to fit it in for Sidibe. Tangle up. And the arrow is with RU. Dixon will put it in with 8 seconds on the shot clock. In for Maddox, who cuts her way open. That's a big pass right there.
And a nice bucket from Maddox. We saw against Northwestern, she hit some really key buckets for them, and they definitely needed something there to continue to pull away from the Badgers.
And a tie-up. It's Liz Martino for Rutgers battling with Katie Nelson. Martino just checked in for the first time. I've not seen the sophomore guard yet today until a couple seconds ago. And now, of course, the arrow is with the visitors. And more substitutions here. Singleton and Petrie come in as Sidibe and Maddox exit. Tim Eatman trying to make sure Rutgers has fresh legs on the court. And Dixon almost tapped it away. On the cut, layup. It's going to be a couple of shots for Sarah Stapleton as Brown committed the blocking foul.
Yeah, Rutgers going to have to talk that out a little bit. Slip through and a nice pass to Stapleton. And yeah, it was clearly a foul from Osh Brown. Just a little bit of a miscommunication and late on the rotation on defense.
Now Stapleton on the season, it's 2/3 of her free throws. Pretty good rate for the tallest player in the rotation, 6'3" center. And important free throws too. Back to a 1-possession game. And put this in the back of your mind, Wisconsin has not led today. It's been wire to this moment for Rutgers. And trying to get to the other end of this too. Again, a battle of teams looking for their first Big Ten win. Rutgers 0-6, Wisconsin 0-5. There is Martino way out top. Now Rutgers stuck on the perimeter here. Martino, and before she got open, Tim Eatman took a timeout. There's not going to be much time to shoot for Rutgers, but they will get a chance to set up a possession. With Shug Dixon inbounds. Petrie, 2 seconds, it's blocked away. Great stuff by Sarah Stapleton, Wisconsin's blocks leader.
Nice block there, she really read it. Petrie, not much of a move there, kind of catching and just trying to. Usually she can raise up over some guards because she is tall and lanky, but Stapleton there not letting it happen.
Brown, no, at the buzzer. Just put something up. Can Wisconsin take the lead? Posh Pishalova going to the rack. Tie ball game.
And Posh Pishalova again in double figures. Every game this season, being able to have 10 points now, being able to attack the glass, and she's been quiet, but like I said, it only matters about how you finish, and a nice bucket there to tie the game up for the Badgers.
Dixon looking inside, but no opening there. Now skip it for Petrie, who has the 3 blocked away. Gets it back with 3 to shoot and throws it away. He was aiming for Tyus Singleton downstairs. The block's coming up huge here for Wisconsin.
Yeah, great defense from the Badgers down the stretch where it matters. I mean, Petrie getting blocked back-to-back possessions, and they're just kind of rushing it. Rutgers just looking a little out of sorts offensively, but credit the Wisconsin defense just really stepping it up here.
Now the Badgers aim for the lead. Hilliard. Now Nelson sustains the possession. And she's got a mismatch with the forward Singleton, defending. Looking downstairs, Dixon stopped the pass. And it's off Wisconsin. Dean, too, the official on the sideline and the official on the baseline.
Right.
I couldn't tell from that angle, but earlier in this game, there was a spot where Shug Dixon clearly tipped it out with two hands, and Rutgers got the ball. Maybe some pent-up frustration there.
Right.
Rutgers gotten a couple.
Right.
Wisconsin's defense, don't worry about it. They come up with the turnover. It's a good way to answer that. Tied at 41. This game has gotten more and more intriguing as the second half has worn on. Pospisilova gains a step off the glass. Wisconsin has its first lead of the afternoon.
And a terrific read for her to come off that screen, realized that her defender was trailing behind her. Literally, as soon as she caught it, she put the ball on the floor and went straight to the glass, elevated. It was a nice shot there.
A 6-0 Badger run.
Really read that one and just went right about her business to the glass.
And Rutgers gets it to Dixon with 7 to shoot. Tried to split 2. Martino way out top. It's poked away, and it's a shot clock violation. Wisconsin's defense has come up huge here in the fourth quarter.
Really stepped up down here. And I mean, the last few minutes of the fourth quarter, they just have been having the answer defensively for all of the Rutgers offense. Rutgers been dribbling a little bit too much, out of control, just a little crowded, not running any plays. And you see Liz Martino there losing it, but the hustle from Nelson, like you mentioned, the senior on the team, just really stepping up big here down the stretch.
Sayani Lassiter comes back in for Rutgers. Now she's their defensive stopper. I'm going to lean on her here. But they get a switch, the Badgers do. Brown on Hilliard. Douglas fitted inside. Stapleton got fouled. She was also in a mismatch with Martino defending.
Yeah, Wisconsin doing a really great job recognizing that they have the mismatch. There is no reason why Stapleton shouldn't get that ball. She has a guard on her. I felt like she was fouled on the initial catch. Martino reaching in her hand there, but going to work down there. I mean, every single time she should get a touch if there's a guard on her.
So Stapleton, who just hit a couple of free throws, will go right back to the line. And for a Wisconsin team that did not lead for the first 3.5 quarters, they get a chance to pad the advantage now. One more. Got them both. Again, a team with no seniors, or only one senior, so the juniors are basically the veterans. And the juniors, Pospisilova, Stapleton, coming up huge in the fourth quarter. Rutgers needs an answer. Brown almost lost it. Threw all sorts of hands, missed it, and one hands the rebound. And the foul may be away from that play. You saw Maddox end up on the floor. But Osh Brown trying to will Rutgers to victory here.
Yeah, and I mean, you see them. They're doing a great job getting her the ball, but you got to recognize that the double team is coming. You talk about the juniors, the veterans out there playing. They're recognizing defensively that they're going to have to send 2 or 3 people to Osh Brown to get her to shut her down because no one else has really been making it happen. So every time she touched, you see there again, 3 defenders just throwing them at Osh Brown, and she's continuing to do her move, but you know, they're trying to take it away, and Wisconsin just really been stepping up the defense, making it tougher for her to score down there.
Brown trying to work on another double-double, and you see Katie Nelson collapse down.
Yeah.
As soon as Brown catches.
As soon as she touches it, I mean, it's almost automatic for them to just run down and just corrupt her. I mean, she had a great game last game. She's been going to work tonight, and they're just going to make it as tough as possible, make her earn it from the free throw line.
And first free throw good for Brown. Rutgers has struggled at the line here today, 4 of 9 with that one. And Brown, by the way, with that free throw, has another double-double, 10 points, 10 rebounds. And 2 big makes at the stripe for the fifth-year senior, who's now got 4 double-doubles in her last 6 games. This is a veteran Rutgers team. We've talked a lot this year about all the transfers that came in, 5th years and a couple of 6th years. Really want their first win of the season in Big Ten play. Rutgers trying to come up with something here in the 55. Nelson lost it, fight for it, Hilliard's got it. 2-on-2 and she'll pull it back. Wisconsin still has the advantage here, under 2 minutes left. Hilliard, you see Erica Lafayette in for the first time today for Rutgers, number 10. 4 to shoot, Hilliard. Step back. Oh, that's a tough shot. Sydney Hilliard fading away with a hand in her face. She still made it. Rutgers wants a timeout. 5 minutes.
Wow.
Now who do they go to here?
I think you have to continue to look down. I mean, Petrie's hit a couple outside shots, but what's been working for them is just going into the paint, and they got to do that at all costs.
Petrie tries to get there, fading away, and it's a difficult layup that goes for Petrie. And Rutgers into the press. It's not paid off with a turnover yet for the Scarlet Knights. And Wisconsin lobs it over. Rutgers does not have to foul here. It's a 2-point game, 50 seconds to go. Katie Nelson. 8 to shoot. Hilliard back with the ball. Poshpishilova, 3 to shoot. Off glass, no. And the rebound for Dixon. Rutgers can tie or take the lead here. And a 2-second difference between the shot and game clocks. Lassiter. Up for Dixon. Using the Brown screen. 1-on-1 with a forward. 8 to shoot. Back up for Lassiter. Now 5 to shoot. Dixon gonna have to hoist. Off the top of the backboard. No, it's out of bounds. And Rutgers has the initial indication that they'll keep it. No, they'll call a shot clock violation because it didn't hit the rim. Now, also worth mentioning, too, Rutgers only has 3 team fouls, so they'd have to foul twice here to force free throws. And only 2 seconds left. Hilliard gets it in, 1 second and a foul. But a full second, half of that time comes off the clock. And barring a miracle, Wisconsin is going to win this. Because they've got to inbound it again, the Badgers do. Hilliard to look in. And a foul off the ball, but it's an intentional foul. So Wisconsin will shoot some free throws, and they'll get the ball. You could see Jeff Cross, one of our officials, coming in with his wrists crossed, calling an intentional foul. It's on Erica Lafayette, who Rutgers brought in the final minute or 2 of the game to provide some defense, as Rutgers is trying to get the foul without allowing time to come off. That's been a new emphasis lately, not allowing teams to do exactly that.
Absolutely. You think about how many times, I mean, even when I played, like, you know, in high school or in college, where you could kind of, you know, grab the jersey, try to get the foul before the ball comes in. But now an intentional foul, they're just trying to make sure that nothing else extra happens. And, you know, a tough break there for her coming in the game. Just trying to get a quick foul there, but an intentional foul, and they'll get the ball back. I mean, sticky situation there at the end.
Now it's a 3-point game and 1 more free throw coming for Julie Poshpishilova. She hits this and the game is effectively over. And she doesn't. So Wisconsin still has to inbound the ball. It's a 3-point game. And Rutgers' best shot here is to steal it off the inbound. The Hilliard will trigger in. Looking. Gets it in. And we've got a foul. The buzzer sounds. Will they add time to the clock is the question. Now the foul is on Singleton. Rutgers was just trying to give that foul without the full second coming off. We may not be done here just yet, but close to it. Again, barring something unforeseen, Wisconsin will find its first Big Ten win of this season and a massive building block for the first-year head coach, Marissa Mosley.
Using the screens, letting it work for them, and getting their key players involved. Hilliard and Pospisilova really just stepped up tonight. And I mean, even Nelson, we talk about it, the senior leadership there, and she just really led this team to a victory.
And Douglas has to hit one. The intrigue continues. So if Douglas doesn't hit this, Rutgers has 0.8 of a second. Rutgers still has a timeout, but you can't advance the ball with a timeout. Douglas makes it, and that'll do it. Rutgers will use the timeout. After the make, they'll be able to move it up. Find it for Maddox, who gets it off in time, and that'll do it. A big foundational day for Wisconsin. The Badgers go on the road for their first Big Ten win.